Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing excellent at your end. I hope you are enjoying the classes and you are enjoying the learnings that you had on the day one with Vishwas Narayan. This is your host Lakshit Pant, and I'm working with Azure Developer Community as a DevRel engineer. And today we have our expert speaker again with us, Vishwas Narayan, who will be taking this bootcamp further with you. And he's Azure Developer Lead, trying out in multiple clouds. His expertise, he's damn good in multiple clouds. So he'll be taking you further on Azure AI 900 exams. And so over to you, Viswas, for taking them the day for the day two sessions. And let me share the
Sure.
agenda with Viswas so that he can get it as well. So you can start this.
So
Over to
today
you.
is more towards cognitive services and the potentials of it. So this will be kind of an introduction to the low-code and the low-code platform, right? Most of it is like, how can we get in with a lot of audacity of just building out the product only and not architecting that solution? Something as good as, okay, we have learned something about this technology. How can we adapt quicker with respect to an AI, right? That's how this technology is all about. So this technology is going to be a lot more in terms of giving you what is that requirement of the hour, and also consider the fact that there is going to be an introduction to a lot of things that we are talking about, right? It's not about just architecting a solution with respect to an ML only. It's also about like, where can we get the right solution out there for the work. So today it will be more towards the PPT. So I have my PPT today, so don't worry about that. So I have my PPT. So we'll be going through that, and we'll be starting up with a lot of solutions out there which can be architected using and cognitive service. So first I want to do cognitive services, then we'll go on with an introduction to where can we go on and architect a solution towards it. So Azure Cognitive Services, basically it's an intelligence on an Onyx platform. So yesterday I shared Onyx, right? It's basically the platform where model conversion is happening and things like that. So if you are joining late, no problem. There is nothing that you have missed right now, and everything is up to you right now, right? So keep a close eye on all these kind of things that we are talking, because a lot of things is not technicality, it's just a little bit of an understanding that is required. So yes, of course, I'm a podcaster. I love speaking techies. I'm a bibliophile. I love reading papers. I love reading articles, research papers, and so on. So now exploring Azure Cloud, that's what I'm doing right now. What makes you learn intelligence, right? What is intelligence all about when we are talking about it? So you recognize, you make mistakes and learn from it. Make sure that you learn from the learned aspect. Something as good as, okay, so now we have a technology. How can we learn about the technology even better and faster? And also, like, creating perspectives will also help you learn. Like, we all say that, right? So do learn from my perspective and things like that. So it's all that evolution that you want in an industry, and you're now coming up with. And also, make sure that you understand what is the requirement of the hour when you talk about intelligence. So AI today is just trying to mimic the senses, something like vision and the brain. NLP is always coming up. So it's not about NLP only, it's also about architecting a solution towards the best possible ways. And I'll just come back, just wait for. Sorry for that, folks. It's all about that. It's all about architecting that right approach. It's all about architecting that right uh, aspects, because a lot of times when we are trying to architect a solution, we might miss out on some things. We might miss out on a lot of technology that we might encounter, right? So this is what we always want. So today, when you think about architecting a solution, it's all about architecting towards perspectives and perception. So perception is always more towards like, where can I get my solution right in terms of architecting that right solution, right? It's also about like, can I get that best possible outcome in one given point of time? Can I not mess up with anything that is already available to me? Like something like, okay, so I'm drinking water. How can I not spill the water? Something as good as I'm driving. How can I not crash myself? So this is how it is. So AI today is just trying to derive insights and intent. So it's all about like insights and intent. So what is insights and intent? Insights are something about an information about what is this space all about. Intent is all about something like what is this machine capable of doing and what can it deliver at the end of the day. So it's all that. It's all about that approach. We are all trying to devise a new technology. We are all trying to architect something new, and this is what we are trying to do. So this is a famous diagram. This is a very famous diagram. You guys should be knowing this. Like if you are a machine learning enthusiast, you guys will be knowing this because this is where they have categorized many aspects here, right? So basically when you think of what is the biggest solution that you have already architected something towards, like this is what we have right now. So this is the best solution that you could have architected based on the techniques that are evolving. So some of these techniques are not old, some of these techniques are not young as well, but they're still being used in industry. So anytime you consider that it's getting used in the industry, it's all about that approach that you're throwing in. Because when world tries architecting, it's all these approaches. So let me just go and just give you a quick introduction. So yesterday I gave supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised learning. So there is something called as reinforcement learning, right? So reinforcement learning is the machine learns from its own mistakes, and there is a policy in the reward network that has been architected and that has been thrown out to you folks. Like to you folks ka matlab, it will be thrown onto a machine and you guys have to try using it and just start working towards it. And that's how this technology is all about. So basically if you ask me where are we architecting the solution towards, it's everywhere. It's everywhere that we are trying to mimic the burning box, the brain, and things are getting a little more complicated. Things are getting a little more challenging. So this is how it is. And of course, we just went to clustering, targeted marketing, and things like that. These are some of the ways in which you can work towards achieving the goals using an algorithm. And lot of things can be learned, lot of things can be unlearned even here, because a lot of times regression can't be the only solution problem statement that you have. There is an advanced approach that you can give. So this is how these technologies are. So all the ML models today, it's all this kind of an approach. It's all data collection at the end of the day. How do you collect the data? How do you put in good amount of data inside? How do you train the model? How do you actually not go out there and just keep one model as your only entity? Because a lot of times when you think of something like, let me just give you that quick insights. So let me just remove the stream. Let me just add myself. So how many of you had traveled after pandemic? Like I just wanted to know how many of you traveled places after pandemic, like any people who went to international airports or something like international destination. You should have had seen some pattern shifts, right? Like if you had gone before the pandemic, after the pandemic, there is a pattern shift. In a similar way, there are something called as drifts in the model. Drifts are something like there are data drifts, model drifts, business drifts, lot of things will be conveyed here. So let me just go through this and I'll start explaining about that insights. So training is an integral part of it. So that's why it's a big circle at the end of the day. It's a big chunk, which just takes a lot of engineering. Of course, data collection is also a part of an engineering, but what becomes an amazing problem statement in engineering a data collection process is all about annotation, all about getting the right source and formatting the data. Like I can say it's like you have all the JPEG data and you have PNG data. The way in which the noises are being handled in JPEG and PNG is different. So that's how different they are. So training has been done. Training say kuch na kuch to, like you will understand what is the pattern in the data and what can be the insights that I can learn from the data. Now afterwards, you can start converting the data. So the conversion of the model is always the next step that you always go through. So conversion will always give you that greatest amount of insights. So then later on, inference and the deployments will always go on and on and on, because a lot of times when you are architecting a solution, it's all about inference and the deployment. When you do a lot of inference and the deployment, what happens here is very simple. You have now having the model, and you're now getting the conversion, and the inference and the deployment can happen on any amount of hardware, or the software dependent or the software independent approaches, right? So when all these inferences and the deployments happen, it's all about like, how can you make it more of a device agnostic approach? Device agnostic approach ka matlab, edge devices. We talked about phones have our deep learning models today, and thereon we have something called as an edge deployments. Edge deployments happen on your Raspberry Pi. If you want to see how a Raspberry Pi looks, I'll just show you right now, right away. So don't worry about that. So yep, I can show you right now. So yes, so let me just show you the Raspberry Pi. So this is the casing of a Raspberry Pi. Of course, it's a little dirty. Sorry for that. So I think this is a case of a Raspberry Pi. And if I compare it to the hardware which goes behind, this is a CPU. These are the RAM processing units. And guess what? The memory is this much. I think have you 64 gigs of memory, and this is what an 64 gig would give me on a Raspberry Pi. Its form factor as very less. And let me just do a comparison with my debit card. Okay, so let me just go there. Let me just have this and see the magic. I think it's probably lesser than a credit card. So yeah, I think probably there is an Ethernet port. There's an USB 3.0. There's a 2.0 USB port. There's a 3.0 USB port. There's an Ethernet port. Of course, this is an HDMI port. This is a mini HDMI port that we are talking here. This is a mini HDMI port, and these are all Type C ports which are coming and contacting with all these things. So, and this is an audio jack, by the way. This is an audio jack. So, if you think of all these things, like architecting a solution on this takes a lot of pain, because this can this can go heated up at very given point of time, because it has very tight memory and very tight amount of, what do you say, the processing power, the bandwidth that it can process, and everything. So a lot of these problem statements can't be architected just like that. It requires a lot of comparison and lot of optimization that goes behind. So that's how it is. So it's all about deployment. At the end of the day, it's all about deployment. Where you deploy, how do you deploy, and this process keeps on iterating. This process keeps on cycling up, and this keeps on moving. So training of it, versioning of it will obviously take a lot of time. So it's all data storage at the end of the day. How you are storing the data, how you are collecting the data, transforming it, transforming it, normalize and other steps, quantization and things like that. So we will be talking about that in the ML platform. So don't worry about that. Build a model from data, deploy the model. This is what we want, and this is what we'll be learning. So if you think, what does an oh, sorry for that. I didn't share my screen. You guys didn't say that at all, man. All right. So it's all about the deployment. It's all about converting the model and prevailing all these steps. And it's always an iteration that goes behind. So it's all about data from different sources, collecting, transforming it, normalizing the data, build the models from the data, deploy the models from the data. This is what we do, right? This is what we always convey towards. And ML engineering and data science is always an thing that you always juggle around. So ML engineers does a lot of data processing, data scientists just gets a lot of insights from the data. So many products use machine learning. So if you can think of all these things, so they use the previous data and they now start building some insights out there. So a lot of these companies are using it, and a lot of these companies are actually building out a lot of insights here. We train using different processes, models, and different frameworks. So ML.NET is .NET with ML and things like that. Chainer, PyTorch, sklearn, TensorFlow Lite, you name it, it's there. Lord only knows that because we don't know who is good and what. So deployment targets keep differing. That's what I was saying about. So it's always this is an GPU, this is an TPU. This is from Google, by the way. This is a CPU which can be from Intel, AMD, or any other company. Edge computing is always there. This is an FPGA array. How many of you are from EC here? How many of you are from EC here? So yeah, good morning, folks. So how many of you are from EC here? I think probably you should be knowing this. This is control block, memory block, DSP block will all come into the picture. So this is an Intel Movidius stick. This is a neural compute stick that we are just talking here. Your goal is, what are your goal exactly? So your goal is always to make money. And this is where we are coming up with. So what's happening is we train the model, we deploy it, and we use Onyx for converting it, and now we start deploying it. So it's basically not just Onyx, it's just Onyx runtime. We train it, we make sure that Onyx model is running on an Onyx runtime, and we deploy it. And if you want to learn how is this all about, so in a front end, you always go on with PyTorch, TensorFlow, or Keras, or sklearn. And later on, you are always doing an intermediate processing that is always an Onyx. And the backend of running an Onyx is always an Onyx runtime. And then execution will always be done on an execution provider, something as good as a GPU, CPU, FPGA, visual processing unit, that's your Movidius stick, deep learning units, and things like that. And Onyx runtime is available on Azure Machine Learning. This is where I wanted to give this insight, because a lot of times when you think, okay, how do we deploy a model and things like that, it's CKPT, H5, PT, PB, PT, or else any file format in the model. So if you really want to understand, I can share my complete screen and I can show you that as well. So yes, so let me just go there, and let's say model format CKPT, you can do that. There is, so this is how CKPT is. There is pickle. So pickle is always there. So object serialization can also be done. So pickle is like an XML for your Pythons and things like that. So that's how it is. So let's just go stop the share screen. Let me just share my PPT so that you guys can see that. All right. So it's all about that. So Onyx runtime is available on Azure Machine Learning. So if you think of how all these things are, so application one will always be running on any of the product or something. So it's always that WinML, Windows ML, which will always be working on, and it will always be having that REST API and things like that. So what is a REST API? It's just form factor of an entire code built into one form factor. That's an API. What's an API? Application program interface, and we all start learning from it. So yeah, and a lot of times these technologies get architected in a different way, so don't worry about that. So it can be ML.NET, and products that leverage Onyx model today on Microsoft is this. So Bing, Power BI, Edge, cognitive services use, yes, cognitive services models are deployed using Onyx only. And if you think of all these things, there is something called as a Triton driver. So I'll put it in the comment, so keep an eye on that. Triton drivers. So all these things will be asking you your AI 900 as a question, in which they are all asking about where can we go and get the solution out there for the entire world. And this is where we are all coming up with different approaches and different technologies that are coming. And NVIDIA is always an engine where deployment happens very seamlessly. Very seamlessly, the deployment happens. And these are some of the hardware support providers in the industry. And these guys are really rocking the world. And if you want to learn more about these kind of technology, there is huge amount of demand that goes behind. So if you want to also DevOpsifying it is all about like automating all these train, test, build process. It's always there. So Azure DevOps is one of the solutions for that. So it's a simple approach. Parallel distributed graph runners will always be there. With respect to an industry perspective, there is always an way in which you can input the data, output the data out, and there is always a model which keeps running. And this is just a hardware way of saying it. So the software way of saying it is this. So the software way is all about training the model, then converting it, then deploying it into different targets out there. So one compute can always have different targets, and it can be it's neural processing unit. NPU ka matlab neural processing unit. So it's all that. So cognitive services are in different ways. So in different technologies, cognitive services come with ML approaches. Yes, that's a low code and a no code approach, which will be available in Python, Java, JavaScript, you name it. It's always there, folks. So enough amount of theory. Let's just get a little hands-on so that we all get a chance to learn a lot. So let me just share my entire screen. Let me just get my Zoom it up and running. So, how many of you have seen an Zoom it? It's here. So, we'll start running it. And of course, is Zoom it running? Yes, it's running. Perfect. So, let me just turn off my camera so that bandwidth will not be used. So, Triton drivers. Yes, Triton drivers is what I have told. So, research about it. Don't worry about it. Research about this. You will learn a lot. And I think there was one show that we just did with Devrel from Nvidia. She's doing pretty awesome and evangelizing the right technology. So you guys can use that kind of an approach that is being given to you, because all these things that we are just talking here probably takes years to develop in their teams. So keep an eye on all those things. So wait, let's just stop my screen and let's just go here. So this is how an Azure portal looks like. Yesterday we didn't do much of an Azure because we wanted to give you that intuitive understanding of where can we reach out to in the industry and where can we start learning from in the industry. So what I thought was a cognitive services. Let me just go to cognitive services. So if I click on the cognitive services, there are a bunch of it. So yeah, I think it's coming up here. So let's just start working towards it. I think so. There's no network issue. So yes. So if you think of cognitive services, it comes here. So this is how a cognitive services look like in on your portal, and there are different services that come in. So speech services always there. So if you want to learn about speech services, you can view that, you can create that, and you can start using it. So that's not a problem. So what we can do is we can just explore the portal for a while. How are these language services and how are different APIs that are coming in here, and we can start working towards it. So a language model is always here. A language service is always there. So Lewis is this one. So this is called as a language understanding. This is a translator. This is a Q&A maker. So if you just put the Q&A thing, it will start working. So this is how they are. So visions are always there. Computer vision is always an integral part of it. So that's how all these technologies will come in. So I think let me just see the agenda of today so that we'll not get. What is vision concept? Yes, I told you about that. Application of computer vision. Yes, we all told about how are these getting deployed and things like that. So I think I have an blog. I don't know. I don't know how many of you know that blog because I don't think so. I'd shared it. But let me just look at that and come back to you. Vishwas Cognitive Service. Web.app. Service. Sorry for that. Vishwas Cognitive. I don't know what's the website of that. So let me just look at that and come back to you folks. All right. So this is a link. Perfect. Links are here. So Vishwas Cognitive Service. Vishwas Cognitive service.web. This is the one. So let me just copy that. Okay, let me just put that on my WhatsApp web.whatsapp. So I'll have to stop my share screen. So I'll be here. So don't worry about that. So what if you guys go out there and just copy that thing? I can't afford so many calls at once. So yes. Mm, let's do this. All right. This is getting bad. Which was cognitive search. Cognitive. Let's see. Okay, let me just do that. Let me just send it to my sister's WhatsApp so that we can all copy that and we can start working. So I'll show you the demos as well. So don't worry about that. Hmm. All right. So I think I'll put it in a YouTube chat so you guys can see that from my channel only. So let me just go to Azure Developer Community and I'll put that in my channel. So don't worry about that. Azure Developer Community. So I think there's only one show that is going on. That's mine. Yeah. I'll go to the live chat and I'll paste a link there. So yep, it should be up and running right now. So it takes time here as well. So all right. So yes, we can just go out there and we can start working on it. So I think there will be a link which will be coming up. So yeah, I'm good, man. Kobe is one of my favorite people. So I don't know who you are, but Godspeed you. So yeah, so decisions can be also made. So I talked about vision here. In the past, decisions can also be made. Content moderators are also there, like personalizers are also there. So if you want all the multi-purpose things, like if you have vision and cognitive services and speech and everything, so you can come up with. And also, don't worry, there is something called as media services. And look at that, there is something called as media services. And if you want to really go on and have a live stream which can be automated and the things like that, so you guys can start working towards it. So don't worry about that. So let me just go to one of my, I think I have shared a comment. Are there any comments which are coming in? Sorry for that, I don't know where did I post that comment, but it should be up and running right now. So your developer community, yes, it should be up. I'm the only guy having the show right now. So oh, I didn't send it. All right, I think probably yes, I think okay, somebody has taken me off from the chat. That's not a problem. Which was cognitive. Okay, let me just show you that one. Which was web.app. Yep, this is the one. So I'll put that in the comments so you guys can just start reading that out. So this has all the demos. So this website that I have right now has all the demos for you folks. So you guys can go start working on different cognitive services. So it has most of it. So most of it is supposed to be created as a demo. So we'll be doing that. So don't worry about that. So that's perfect. And we'll start working towards it. So don't worry about that. We'll start working on that. Things like that. So let me just stop machines. So that's perfect. So how to create one as in cognitive services? You know that there is an vision API that's required, right? Let me just do this. So let me just create by using computer vision. So computer vision is an amazing one. So you guys can go check this out. So there is face API, face detection, and everything can be done. So don't worry about that. So we can do computer vision. Let's just go create that one. Of course, there is a requirement of resource group. Let me just say 1, 2, 3, delete. So I need to delete it. So let me just keep it as a delete one. So you can name it anything. And let's say Vishwas Narayan VVCE demo. I think this is VVCE again, right? I think this is not. I'm in the stream. I'm very sorry, I'm blocking you. So pricing tire is always free. So you can think about pricing tire, which is always there. So every 20 calls per minute is always taken care, and 5K calls per month is always taken care of here. So you can take that and you can start working on it. By checking the blocks, I certify that I have, please acknowledge this notice. Yes, I have online permissions and everything. So what's a resource group? So let me just show you what is a resource group all about. So when a resource group is created, it's the virtual repository on your Azure infrastructure, which says about like, okay, now we have a good amount of resources which is embedded inside that one service. How can we go and see what are the different services which have been created, right? Probably sometimes somebody might delete it, so if you don't know that, so how do you know that? So you can go back to the resource group and see that. So this is a virtual repository for all the resources which has been put in. So if I have to have one more service and I have the same old resource group, it will say that okay, this has been generated in this resource group and everything can be taken care. So you can create as many as you want, and you can go there and yep, I think you guys can go and check this services and we can start working towards it. So yeah, validation passed. Of course, this will take time. So let's just create one and let's just go on with it. So I'll be showing you one service, but most of the services and the way in which I will be accessing it will still be the same thing. So you guys can go and check everything out here. So there are different keys and everything that will be coming in. So if you want, I can do one more demo as well. That's not a problem. Speech or face. Face is also good, but like, let's do speech. Services, Perception Studio is also there, but let's go speech services. So I create a speech service and just look at the magic of this. It's not just one service that you're considering, it's all different services that you can consider. So I don't want to delete, I don't want to create one. I will use the same old delete option and I'll start working towards it. I'm using East US, that's not a problem. Any region can work the same way. So let's say Vishwas is there. Pricing tire is still Vishwas 1, 2, something. Yeah, I think that's there. So free option is what I'm using. So free tire is always I'm being using. And because I've used that F naught will always give me n number of calls as a use. So that's not a problem. But if you are working on a company's project or something, you need to take S naught. So if you go for this S naught, it's more of a standard approach where you will be taking more of workloads onto the cognitive services. So that's where S naught is required. So if you just go here, the pricing pair will have a change. So F naught, instead of F naught, it will be standard S naught. That's it. And we can start creating. So by the time this gets created, this gets done, we can go here. So this is how your deployment looks like. It says the status of it is active. The resource group is delete. This doesn't mean that you have to just get it. And also you can move it. If you want, you can move it to a new resource group. You can say, okay, what? There are no resource groups which are done. Okay, fine. So if you want, you can create a new resource group and you can move it. And I have an Azure Pass subscription. Yes, my subscription ID is this. So you need to be logged in to always have an access to the subscription ID. So there is no way that you can access it. And guess what? I'm using an API type which is in computer vision. Yes, this is a computer vision task which I'm trying to do. The pricing tier is free. That means probably per minute I can get only 20 calls. Per month it's 5k. So it's a lot. So this is my endpoint. Ka matlab, this will be the point where I can be accessing my entire services. So I can copy this and I can show you how this endpoints are, and everything will be created. So if you go here, this will be an endpoint where it will not have any sort of an data in or a data out. So it's saying 404, but this can't be reached. Yes, this can't be reached, but this is an endpoint. So if you go to the click here and to manage key, you will have be going back to the resource management, and you will be going to keys and endpoint. What are keys and endpoint? It's just a secret to say this is what your entire subscription model is all about. So don't worry about that. So you can view the key. So you can copy the key, you can view the endpoints, and I can show you the key, and this will be not used later on. So this will be done, and I can rotate the key. Let's imagine tomorrow I have compromised the secrets of the keys here, and I don't know where to use it. I can regenerate one. I can regenerate the key, and I can say yes, regenerate, and successfully the key has been regenerated. And if I do key 2, successfully the key 2 has also been regenerated. So that's how it is. So if you can see that, it will not be the same. There were e and some other words which were coming in the beginning. There is a new key that has been generated. So this is how it is. So you can do a lot. So overview can also be seen. This is how all these things are, and you need not have to do much of a work here. You just can go here and start looking at where can I do the deployment. So let's say there is C sharp here already, Python, Java, JavaScript, and this is also available as a REST API. So what's a REST API? It's just an endpoint that you can start using. So you can use this and you can start working on it. So this is how you can really use all these kind of things. So this will be an API where you will always be using it, and you will start running it towards all these approaches, right? So this is how call and read APIs. You can start using it, or else I'm just going for one approach. This is Python, so don't worry about that. So this is a computer vision API. So what I can do is I can choose any of the online editors and I can start using it. So this was all generated on my own Jupyter notebook, and I started working on this one. So what I can do is I can say Jupyter notebook. So those of you who don't know, I have installed Anaconda on my laptop. What's an Anaconda? This is a workspace where Python environment is always managed and things like that. So it knows this is my Windows system, and now I can download it and I can start using it. So companies which are using it, HSBC, ExxonMobil, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, PNC, you name it, they have good customer base as well. So now they're using it. So what I did is I downloaded it, I installed it, and guess what? It's already installed on the system. So there will be navigator like this which gets opened up. So it is actually a command prompt, but it'll just open up a little while. So this is my localized version. So I type Jupyter notebook, right? I've got it here. But if you want to access the same notebook on some other browser which is not your default, you can just go on and click on this thing, and this will be opening up here as well. So I have two places, so let me just go through that. Okay, so Anaconda is taking a little bit more time, so let's just go on and grab this. So why is this? No, don't show it this again. No, don't show this again. That's okay. So yeah, I think this is from the browser. So let me just remove most of this so that you guys don't have to worry about it. So of course the speech also is done. So we'll be doing one more demo, that is speech. So let's just go on. So let's just say I want this to be in some new folder. So that will be an untitled folder. Okay, so there is a lot of notebooks which are already generated from my sister. This is my sister's laptop, so I can't do much here. So let's do one thing. Let's do one more cognitive services, Python 3, a new notebook, and let's just start running it. So I opened this in my own notebook, so that's okay. That's absolutely perfect. So what we can do is we can go for the quick start image and we can start running. So every time it's all about that upgrade, right? So pip is actually a package manager in Python. Install is just like you are saying, I want to install it. Upgrading is that's what you're doing. There is also something called as force install, and things like that. So don't worry about that. Everything will be there for you. So let me just do this because oh, and also one more trick. If I go here and put this pip, I need not have to put an exclamation mark before. But since I'm doing it on an notebook, I need to put an exclamation mark here. And this says to that cell that this is an command prompt command which can be executed on a command prompt. This is not something which can be executed by using Python. And this will work as a command prompt thing. And there are different functionalities. There's something called as magic functions, and you can also do that. What I can do is every cell runs individually. It will not interfere with any of the other processes. So something like I do this and I say import a numpy or something. I don't think so my sister has imported numpy, but if she has imported, that's perfect. So she has installed it, so it's there on my system. So now this entire services got installed. Now the next move that I have to do is pip install pillow. If there is pillow, it will not be, it will say already installed, it will not come to install. And if it's not, saying okay, it's saying requirement already satisfied, that means it's already there. So I can do percentage HTML and see the magic here. I can say, all right, it's H1, which was, and H1, and see the magic. I can execute an HTML onto it. And what did I do is just using this magic function. And this is what you call it as a magic function. So all these things are very, very important. So keep a close eye on all these things. Because when you enter industry, this is what they will ask you. What do you know? आपने क्या क्या आउट काट लिया कॉलेज में, things like that. So it's a simple code. Don't worry about that. I'm just giving you an OCR demo. OCR का मतलब optical character recognition, so don't worry about that. You can also use different ones as well. So OCR is always there. Image analysis also we can do, and spatial analysis also there. Okay, this is our responsible AI is always there. So it doesn't share you the information of that location and the things like that. So let's do one thing. Instead of doing an OCR, let's do image analytics. So yesterday I showed you one demo, right? That's what image analytics was all about. Image type detection, computer vision, cognitive services. That's okay. So quick start. It's always there. So image analytics, let's do quick start only so that you guys can use that. So computer vision is always taken. All right. So what we have to do is simple. Just copy the code, paste the code, and I'll walk you through the code. Don't worry about that. So I'm saying from Azure Cognitive Services, computer vision. So this is all computer vision. And there are models which are already coming. And all these format in Onyx. So all these formatted in terms of Onyx only. So this is the API that we are talking here. So the API is getting used. So what's an API? It's a form factor of that entire Python code that is there. Simple as that. Don't get it complex. So we have it, and we have using computer vision client that is saying to communicate with the computer vision thing, and operators, coders, and visual feature types, and everything has been taken care. That's perfect. So if you want to know, this is a remote image URL, and if I can click on this name, I can just go on and copy this. I can show you how this image will be. This will be the cognitive service image. This is some old Colosseum building or something. I don't know. So I've not been to Rome. If you have been to Rome, you can say that. I've not been to Rome. So let's just do that. So it's a very simple thing. Already everything has been done. So every imports that are required for taking care about where can I get the services, and other libraries are also taken care here. So that's how imports work. So it's saying array function has to be taken, array is already taken care. And okay, I can say one more thing. So this is an REST authentication, MS REST API. So basically, I'm using cognitive services API from the computer vision part of the cognitive services, right? So this is now taking in all the credentials and it's now authenticating me that I'm the authentic user here. So very simple. Here I have to go change the subscription key here, and it's saying the endpoint also can be shared. So I think there are no other keys that I can use, so that's not a problem. So let me just go for my subscription key. Let's paste it here, and there is endpoint here. Let me just go and paste it here, and let's see whether this works. Name error, file, image folder, os.path, images. I don't think so. I have images folder. All right, where is this images? All right, remote image URL, image folder. All right, where is this? Image folder has not been used. I think I can just remove this. Tag image remote. Computer vision responses 401. Access denied due to invalid subscription key or wrong API endpoint. I copied it from here. Subscription key can't be kept like that. Or else, is it key that they are saying? Let's copy this key and see. If not, I can show you the demos which are already there. So this is not, I think, endpoint should have been the thing. All right. So this should be endpoint, right? There is a glitch. What you can go is, okay, so this is my sister's. I can't do that. So okay, let me just show you how you can also do this. So there are feedbacks, right? So you can go here and submit any of the errors like this. So it's saying subscription key, right? I got confused. Like, why is it asking for a subscription key? Generally, we don't give out the subscription key in any of the production environment. But like, how is this coming up? So subscription key is not the one. So it's what you can key. So a subscription key, cognitive service, access key. Access key is what we need. Cognitive service access key or something. So we can say it as an access key and we can run it again and see the magic. It has already given out me everything. So you saw that image, right? There, it was an outdoor, it was a building, it's a sky. Yes, it's a stadium, ancient Rome, ruins, amphitheater, and I think I can share you that entire image as well. So let me just go and copy this remote image URL. HTTP is here, so HTTP. So this is how it is. So it has everything, right? It's a stadium, it's an old building, it's all ruins and everything. I think probably if you guys have any doubts during the hackathon, just reach out to me. I'll just help you. Nice. Okay. All right. All right, folks. All right. So we will be getting a lot of things like this. So that's perfect. So if you want to actually move on to different amounts, right? Let's say OCRE karna. hai. So it's very simple. Let's say some OCR has to be done. Let me just go to the quick start thing. Okay, OCR has been taken care. So let me just do the same old thing, right? So let me just copy and paste the same thing. I can use the same access key and subscription key, so that's not a problem. So I don't know how the subscription key works. Let's keep it as subscription key because there are some variables where the subscription key is getting changed. So let's do one thing. Let's just take risk. So wherever there is subscription key, we'll put it as access key. And I'll show you how it works also. So that's not a problem. So I have put it as an access key, right? This will not work. Okay. Already there was this one overlay of lazy dog and things like that. So wait, let me just do one more thing. Let me just ruin this entire thing. Okay. So this will not work. So even if I put access key, this will not work. So let me just put it as an access key here, and let's see whether it will work. Yes, it works. So that's how it is. That's how it is. So I had put it as a subscription key had an access. So we all can now see how this entire thing works. So very simple. It's saying that computer vision client has to be generated. So computer vision client has already been imported from that import computer vision client that I have put in here. So you need not have to do much here. So those of you who don't know Python, don't worry. There will be an exclusive session that will be done from Azure Fast Track series and the things like that. So don't worry about that. So we'll keep on moving on with lot of things like this. So I'm saying to tag the image, I'm using the computer vision client, which has set with all the subscription key and the endpoints. So we can use that. And now if I can show you what is this image all about. So you can click on this and quick brown fox. It's an handwritten text, right? But now it's doing all the OCRs and everything. So this is how this entire technology works. So this is how you can start doing. And let's do one thing. Spatial analysis also can be done. So what we did was also a spatial analytics, but it was image analytics at the end of the day. So it did everything, but it didn't say anything about the space. So that's not a problem. But everything is here for you folks. So you can do that. So quick one proc jumps has been taken, the lazy dog. So if you can see, the lazy dog also has come up, and with the exclamation marks also. So here there is an exclamation mark, right? And the lazy dog, there is an exclamation mark here, and just see the man. That exclamation mark was also detected. That this is how all these technology works. So yes, I think we did one. I think let's just go for a spatial demo. If you guys want it, you guys can copy this, and I'll do a tiny.cc link so that it can fit inside the comment section. CV, which was docs share something. Oh, not that. I have to shorten here. So yes, I think you can go here, and you can see that we have a tiny.cc link which is already being given. And I think one more link is what I wanted to share was tiny.cc azdev mysore /azdev mysore. I think this will redirect me to a WhatsApp group. Yes, tiny.cc azdev mysore. tiny.cc/azdev mysore is what we have. And you guys can go check this link out because this is a WhatsApp link that I want you guys to join. This is an Azure Developer Community Mysore group. So you guys can go check that out as well. So let me just do once again so that you guys can be clarified. So this is a group where we have created. So if you join the chat, it will be much more awesome because more of all these interactions will be happening there only. So keep a close eye on all these groups and all these resources that we'll be sharing. Why I'm saying you to join this group, the one which is here. So why I'm saying you all this thing, it's because a lot of times when we think of where can we get the best resources, probably you are missing out on something like this. So don't worry about that. So we can start working about it. So let me just turn off my camera, share the screen so that you guys can work on different aspects. So I think my share screen, perfect. So this was a speech thing. This was a speech cognitive service that we wanted to convey. And now let's just go to this. So if you want, you can just go for a quick start. There is an option called as develop, speech to text, text to speech, speech translation, anything can be done. So let's just go to this demo only so that you guys can understand what is happening here. So there are different options which are already available: C Sharp, C++, .NET, Java, JavaScript, Objects, Swift, you name it, it's there right now. So let's just do Python because we now are good with Python, right? So this is a command to install that cognitive services. So it's a pip command to install speech API, and you can start working with it. This is how it is. So now we can go here and just do that and just look at the magic of it. So cognitive services speech API just started working. And of course, this installation done. So what we can do is very simple: copy the code, paste it here, and I'll walk you through the code. And these are all just the boilerplate code which you can directly use. There is no copyright for this. So right now your subscription key has been given for, so subscription key ka matlab you need to have an authentication key that's given here. So keys and endpoint. So I can show you the key. Let's copy it and hide the key, and I can paste it here. And your service region ka matlab this, and I can say East US and English to US, enter some text or speech. That is awesome. So similar way, UPCE students are good, but need to learn to speak more and ask questions. So let's just do this. If it works, perfect. If it doesn't know. So let me just copy the same thing. So this is how input is coming in. So I just made it just a quick thing, but I just wanted to copy and paste it, so that's why I just did this. So let's just do one thing. Okay, enter the text here. So let me just re execute this code. So I just wanted to show you, that's it. So don't worry, it's all coming up here. So again, I'm executing, right? So this will take time. So let me just stop and run it. Yep. Okay, let's just do that. All right. So this generated me a speech. I don't think so you guys had heard that. So let me just share my entire screen right now with the audio. Yep. So I enter this again. So I'll say BBC students are awesome, but should learn to ask more questions and be a student for the rest of their life. Something like this. Just wanted to do that. I'm just going to copy this, cut. I want to paste this here. All right. So now I enter this again. I just share this entire thing. Just look at the magic.
VBCE students are awesome, but should learn to ask more questions and be a student for the rest of their life.
Did you guys hear that? Wow. All right. All right. I'm going to block you for that. So did you guys hear that? Like, if you guys didn't hear that, I'll just run it once again.
DVCE students are awesome, but should learn to ask more questions and be a student for the rest of their life.
This is how it is. So speech, synthesized text, and everything has been there. If you want, you can save that as well. So that will be in an audio format. So if you go next, I can also do a lot of speech synthesis, markup languages, and things like that. So you can start working on any of it. So get facial pose even with lip syncs and things like that. So you can start working on any of these things. So this is a demo which you can start working on. And I think it's already there via SCME, VSME ID, and things like that. So SSML, photonics, alphabet, you name it, it's already there. So this is how it is. So all these services are already there. Yep, I think, yeah, I think if you guys have heard it, that's what I wanted to say. And now let me just stop the share screen and give you a little bit of an insight. Okay, so now let's say one thing. So a lot of times when we are architecting a solution, solutions doesn't come easy like this. A lot of times, I think he even form recognizer and anything, right? So I think all the demos are there in my notebook here. So if you guys can go general examples, so this will be the section there. All the examples will be given here. And also the problem is you also might get bored. So what I'll do is, this is how the APIs and everything works. So you need to have a subscription key and everything. I'll walk you through that speech API code and I explain you. All the most of it will still remain the same. Python may ही same है. JavaScript में चाहिए तो I can do one more session on a JavaScript, but it's not the time now because I need to cover up a lot of things. So what I'll do is I'll walk you through that entire documentation which is there here, so you guys can start learning from this website, and you can start learning from a lot of different resources as well. So I'll share my screen. So yes, so we can start working on it here. So that's perfect. So yes, so this is the general examples that I have right now. So speech to text is always now. So cognitive services, speech and everything. Form recognizer is also there. So this is a form recognizer. I can do the same demo right now in front of you, because the code is already available for me. So let's just do that, because these are some of the potentials of an AI system that you all should know, which is accessible to you. You need not have to do much of a coding here. You just have to just go through that. So this will get installed. By the time I'll just walk you through the demo of the speech API. So I installed that. That's perfect. What we are just doing here is very simple. We are now calling an entire speech API and saying that, do you know what, boss? We want you to configure the speech SDK for me with the regions in the subscription key, and you have to give me the audio configurations, which is true. Of course, the speaker needs to come up. So that's my computer speaker which is getting used. So it's now saying use my default speaker, and this is how it is. So you guys can start using it. Speech cognitive services, of course, this is using English US. So I type anything in English. So enter some text that you want to speak and things like that. So yeah, this is how they are. And you can start working on any of these things. So you're saying that I'm saying to them, speech synthesized results should always be coming. And guess what? You need to use the speech synthesizer API and the text to async. So now get this text and then just start converting it. That's what I'm saying it here. And we are now starting to work on different speech synthesizer modules. And this is what we are working on. So based on all these things, we have already done all these demos. So you can see that step by step there will be a thing. Or else I can just put /n and you can start working on it. So hi, I am Vishwas, and okay, so now this came in. Let's put /n. That's these are all the / constant. You know that, right? So I said one thing, and it should obviously come. So yeah, I think I need to stop this execution. So I'll just ask them, hi, okay, let's do exclamation mark pip install form recognizer. Let's say whether it will say or not. Yep, I think this got rejected. I think probably it's not an error. It's just saying that okay, it's an exclamation mark ka matlab it will always say something like you say okay and thanks and an exclamation mark. It's something like that. It's saying that okay, this is an emotion and it just got rejected from saying, but yeah, it starts working. So I think let's just do one demo on form recognizer. So don't worry about that. We'll just get it as quick as possible. So okay, I think the form recognizer is already installed. So why did I do that? So let's just copy this and paste it here. So I have very less time, right? So that's why I'm just going fast, fast, fast. Don't worry. This all are just a little bit of a thing. So we can go and do a lot of form recognizer here. So let's just go and do form recognizer. So this will take some time, but this demo is actually worth it. Just stay on for a while. Just stay on for a while. So let me just I'll not create it. So let's just go here. So new form pricing tier. I'm using free. So it's saying 500 pages can be used, 20 calls per minute. That's perfect. If you're doing a lot of testing on these kind of applications, that's actually a pretty good amount of testing that has been given to you. So yeah, I think I'll walk you through that here. And yeah, this is what is required. And the key is been given here. So service endpoints, the key, everything has been given here. So in a similar way, we are creating the form recognizer API, and this is what the URL is for the form. So I'll show you how this form is. I'll show you how this form is, and we can start working towards here. So yes, H. So this is the form. This was just a template of it. So now we are getting it, and we can go to that as well. So form recognizer already done. Perfect. Form recognizer is already here. So sorry for that. I don't want you to just waste it. So this is how the form will look like, and it will obviously come up with a lot of other insights from here. So if you see my demo, it has already come up with a lot of insights, cell text and everything. Everything has been come up here. So this is how it is. This is how it is. So it says amount 100 and everything. So let's just go on. Let's just go on and do it. Okay. So this is the endpoint. I have to copy the codes, right? So that's the fun part about it. I need to copy the code. All right. So let's just do that. So let's just copy the endpoint here. Let's just do that. So this endpoint and everything will not be giving me any results, but I just want to have a new cell. So that's why. God, I should have done this before, but this will come as an error probably because there is no cognitive service which has been added. Form URL, yes. So, oh God. Very bad in terms of using a computer. So yeah, the service request didn't come. So what we'll do is we'll copy the endpoint from here. That's what we wanted, and we'll paste it here. So new form is what I wanted, and yeah, it came as a new form. And I click here for managing the keys. I'll still go here, keys and endpoint. So I can generate one key, and I can just take it here, and just look at the magic. Now this will run. Right. I think probably there will be similar inputs, probably an advanced amount of inputs because it knows where are the amount which is coming in. So amount of front and rear brake cables and everything has been come up here. So you can see that, right? There's a text which is coming in, front and rear brake cables, everything has been taken care here. So this is how all these things work. So to be very frank with you, the outputs will never come like this. This will be coming in a form of a JSON if you use some other languages. But since I've already used a Python and I've already been using it, so I just told you. But to be very frank, I think it's one of my teacher. I just love him so much that he has already given me so much of things that I wanted to learn. Okay, so all right, so that's perfect. Sorry. Okay, so let's just go on later. Oh, so this is my sister's, not mine. Sorry for that. So let's just go to cognitive services. Let me just go share you one more important person in my life. I think he has been throughout anything. I think he has done an amazing session. Oh, sorry for that. I should do sign in. linkedin.com/mynetworks. I need to go and sign in. I have the account, so don't worry about that. All right. So okay, no great notification. So Vivek Sridhar, so he's one of our teachers, and he has also done amazing sessions on cognitive services. Do watch him. Do watch all his sessions. He also runs an chapter called as Reactor. All right, where is mine? Okay. Okay, we have missed out on a lot of things. So he runs a program called as Reactor in Bangalore. So you guys can go check that out as well. So it's in Bangalore. So if you are anyway in Bangalore, so to hop in. That's it. So yes. So now we have a lot of things to learn. So we did speech and everything. So this is how it is. So documentation is the key, and there is my what do you call this is my URL. So just go do hit on this URL. You will learn a lot about cognitive services. A lot of things have been already written here. So yeah, that's how it is. So I think this is the end of this entire cognitive services wala hangama that we had. I think there's one more thing. I need to do machine learning designer. Okay, so wait, this guy has put in again. Machine learning, I think we have done a lot of things. Custom vision. Okay, let's do one more on custom vision. That's not a problem. Because you guys need to learn what is this technology all about. I don't think so. I have a folder of images. So let's see. So let's do custom vision. Koi baat nahi, we will get it done. Custom vision sorted. We'll get this sorted. So koi baat nahi. So both prediction and training, both we need. Yes, we need both. And I need to delete this group. And I'm adding this as Vishwas Narayan 123. And the pricing tire has been, if not, 4334 something. Let's just keep adding it because we have very less time. So this need to get churned out quicker, better, faster. So similar steps, we all did the same thing. We all have the location as ECOS, sponsorship, free knot tires, so on. So let's just create that. So this will take some time. By then I'll give you a little bit of an insights about what is this custom vision all about. So custom vision is basically an entire service which will now say you this is what we wanted, this is what we wanted to learn from. And basically we are just saying that, you know what, I'm just going to be a guy who's just going to need that REST API for my data set, which is customized for me, and I just want you to just deliver as much as possible. So can you do that? So custom vision, we can just do a walkthrough of it. So don't worry about that. We'll do on spot. We'll also give you some Chrome extensions on zip. You can start using that, and don't worry about that. We can learn a lot. So zip image is what we wanted. Sorry. Zip image Chrome extension. Download all images from Chrome Web Store. Yes, you can do that. You can do a lot of extensions out there. So yes, we are now adding that extension. So this is just a demo that will be given from Chrome extension. So don't worry about that. So we can use a lot. Downloading all images. This is short demo. Okay, fine. That's perfect. So what I can do is I can just go to the extensions. I can say pin it. What I can say is I just click on this extension. This will download me all the images. That will be perfect for me. That will be perfect for me to download most of the images. Like this will have some noise. Yes. This will also download the small images, which are this symbol. All these symbols will obviously be coming in there, but Just need to just stop it for a while and we can just get it done. All right, download all the images. It will get downloaded. All right, it's already downloaded. Perfect. So let's unzip it and see what's there. So it will be obviously the puppy images. So 174 items. I think probably it has some very bad things, bad images, bad examples which are coming in. So if you see what was there in my resource group, forms, speech, custom vision, prediction, demo, it's already here. So in the same old delete group that I just showed, it's all about that resources that are coming in. So keep a close eye on all these technologies which we are just talking right now. So all right, and we can just get in. We can get in all the resources. I think the resource group has been added. So let's just go to the custom vision. So if I want to train it, I can just go here and train the model. So wait. I can click on this custom vision portal and I'll be going in. So don't worry. So sign in, it asks for sign in. I agree. Yes, I agree. So leave that to me. So yes, it's already created for me a new project. I can add it. BBC demo description. This is the new thing. So keep a close eye on the new concepts. I'm saying you folks. So keep this in mind. Please keep this in mind. So it's classification, object detection. That's what we do. So generally A1. So you can just look at all these. So object detection can also be done. So I'll be doing class object detection. So don't worry about that. So of course this will load me a new project. I can add images. I can add as many images as I want. Yes, uploading 174 takes time. This is happening real time, folks. I'm just giving you a demo real time, so it will take some time, so don't worry. All right, Anaconda is here. So I think probably it had some miss. So this is how after installing it will come in. So by the time it just uploads it, I'll just walk you through that. So Kunda create -n, you can create as many channels as you want. So I've already created one more channel. So you guys can go there. Data load is one of the other platforms from PyCharm. You can start using it. And of course, our studio is here. You can start working on any of it. So that's how it is. So every platform comes in one portal for you. So you guys can just use that. So yes, I'm just deleting it off. All right, so 22 images failed. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect for me. So tag, we have not yet tagged any. So what we can do is we can select them. And this is a puppy, right? And it just knows that there is a region of puppy. So puppy is what we can do. And we can also do puppy here. And there's one more puppy here. So it need not have to be something like you have to do it for this one. You can also do a customized one as well. So you can do puppy here and everything can be done. And this is how the tagged ones will look like. So if I say which is being tagged, tagged ones are here. So untagged ones are here. So I can say puppy here and it will just get added. And I can say basket here. And it will also get added. Baskets for basket. Yeah, I will add basket and see the magic. It just got updated here. So that's how it is. So I think what we can do is, it's a silly thing that if you don't add some more amount of things, so I can say puppy and I can close it. This will be getting saved and I can say puppy. Yes, I can say puppy and so on. So what I can do is I can go train quick start training. I can do a quick training, Can't train at least 15 images. Oh God, let's just do it. Let's just do it. No problem. So let's just do puppy. All right. So I think the tagged ones are here. So minimum of 15 required. I think I did 5. Three more rows to go. So let's just go on and get it done. So let's just do puppy. All right. I messed up. I can edit it. That's not a problem. And this is how you can do it. So puppy is here. So we can do a puppy. We can draw individual boxes, and this is how annotation happens even in industry also. So puppy, puppy, puppy. Let's just do quick. So I think I did basket here, so no basket. This is puppy and puppy. And yes, we are done. So let's just go on and get this thing sorted. Puppy, done. Of course, there are different examples. So learning it will obviously take a lot of time. So don't worry about that. So puppies are here. So I think probably I have one basket. I think probably that will not get trained properly. So let's just do one thing. So all right, let's just keep it puppy. So what I'm showing you is what happens in the industry. So quick insights. There is a tool called as Label Studio. You guys can go start annotating your data in the real time. You can use text data, you can use any amount of data, you can start using. So companies like IBM, Intel, Nvidia, P Global, Facebook, they are using it. So this is how it is, and this is a globally available project, so you guys can start working as well. So I think probably there should be automated annotations, but it's not coming in here. So let's just do it off. So I think this one is cute, cooler. It's very cool, by the way. So I think glass I can do. So I think I can just do a glass here, and I think I can do a puppy here, and yeah, that's perfect. So I think we have to wait for a while. I think that's how the puppy comes in. It's better that I just do annotations as soon as possible. So puppy is already here, so it knows that puppy is already there. Puppy, let's just do a puppy. Puppy, and let's do a puppy again. So yes, I think I just did it very fast. So we could have done much more of the things, but yeah, let's see whether tag ones are at least 3 rows. Tag ones are 3 rows, three, 4, 7, 7, 3, 10, 10, 3, 16. Perfect. I can train now. Can't train 15 images for every tag. Oh, every tag. I can't do that, man. Now I can't do that. So let's do one thing. Let's go on and create one more classification model. Classification, new 1, 2, 3, something. Let's do a general API. Multi-class, single tag per image. Yes, I think we can do that as well. So I think this should not ask me a lot. I think there are no images. So I think 2 tags, 5 images. Perfect. We can do that. I think let's just do some images. So let's just do that. Let's just do this. I can do 1, 2, 3. I think I can do all these. So let's just do that. Koi baat nahi, like it will take some time, but we can just get it sorted. All right, so we already have this. Let's just go have this one. So we are uploading 12. 12 will get uploaded sooner, so that's not a problem. So dog. So let's just do a dog. All right, tag is dog, and perfect. So dog. Okay, so unsave tag and save and close. So yeah, I totally had forgotten it. So it's dog here. Brown dog. Let's do it. Grown dog or something. Okay, fine. Perfect. So I'll say it's a grown dog. So this is pup, but it's a grown dog according to us. let's just do that. A dog. Let's just do it because we don't have too much of time here. So yes, of course we can go out and see. All these are pups, man. How can I name them as a grown dog? But yeah, like let's see. Tag ones. Four. Okay, dog is four. I think I need to name one more as dog, and we can just get it sorted. Let's do a dog. So I think tag ones are 5 and 5. That's perfect. Quick training. I think this will start training. Of course, this will take some time. Last checked. Training get started. Perfect. We have already done. So training will obviously take some time. And guess what? I can really go on and export the model just like this. And I can also use a prediction URL here. So wait for a while. This will take some time. So don't worry, folks. A lot of times, like it's too much of a work that we are just going on and getting it right. So it takes some time. Quick training will obviously take some time. Probably threshold is 50-50. That's what they are now giving us. So this is the ideal one. So let's just do that. So minimum probability score to predict to the valid when the calculating precision and recall is always this. So 50-50 recalls and everything will be done. So don't worry, everything will be done. So if you guys have any question, do drop it down in the comment section in the video. So we can just address that. That's not a problem. So do drop that. I think it's taking a lot of time. So this is how it is. So by the time it gets trained, let's just not waste our time. Let's just create one Azure ML infrastructure. So machine learning. So all these things, what I'm just saying to you folks, will always be there for you in the exam. It's something as good as, okay, this is what we're using and things like that. So of course, Bonsai is already not in preview. We can start learning about that as well. So don't worry. Let me just go to the portal and just start running it so that you guys start understanding this is how it is. So what is a Bonsai? Bonsai is actually a platform where you can do a lot of digital simulation. So I'll be showing you how it's done. It is easy. It's very easy. It uses a lot of IoT centers and things like that. But to be very frank, this is just a deep learning model for simulation. That's it. Machine learning. So if you type in machine learning comes in. So let's just go on and create one more. This might take time. So let's just create one. So let's delete. Here, workspace name, Vishwas, ML. So you can name it and look at the magic of it. So the region is already taken care. Storage account is already taken care into the picture. Like everything that is related to what you have been training, testing, and related to the configurations will always go in the storage account. So what is a storage account? It's just like you attaching an STD or an HDD. What's an SDD and an HDD? Solid state drive. SSD or an HDD. Hard disk drives and solid state drives are what is being used in storing something on your laptops or computers, right? So that is being attached to the disks and everything that has already been allocated from Azure. And Key Vault is something which is used in managing secrets, application insights, and container registries. I've not added a container registry yet, but we can add if we want. But application insight is just going to say how healthy is an application right now. So that's how it is. So it's a quick round. Lot to learn in machine learning. We'll be going in depth in machine learning tomorrow. So this is just a simple attempt. So tomorrow it will be more. All right, Bonsai is created. So launch Bonsai workspace. This is what you have to click. You will go to the workspace. Bonsai will be there. Validation done. So by the time I do a Bonsai demo, it will always be done. Of course, training takes a lot of time. Can't help it. So still Bonsai is in preview. So what we can do is there are already two simulations which are already there, which is from Google. So which is from Microsoft. So we can start working. The new one. I can create one. So this is the card pool, which is actually a regular simulation model that you can start working towards. And this is how the code is. And if you train the model, and this is how the system design is, and the optimizations will always be coming to you. And if you want to teach it, you can always go back and just get all these simulations up and running. So let's say I do 13 or something. Let's say already the training has already started. So let's just wait for the training. So of course, machine learning, if you think about it, it's a tedious process. By the way, it's never that easy. So starting simulators and everything. So training has already come up with. So we can create a lot of brains. So if you want, you can also create a mob. Mop is what is being said. Mop in India. So this is actually an simulation for your mop. So you can create a mop. The brain will be created once the simulator interface is done. So create a brain. So yes, mob can be created. So all these demos will come in your AI 900 exam as well. So you guys can go check in a lot of information which is already there. So debugger, you can go and debug if there are some any other information required, and you can also edit, upload any amount of brains that you have. So let's say this is the training that has been done. The teaching that has been done is this much. So let's say automatic and custom is always there. So I stop the training. I see, okay, this is how the brain has already been coming in. So the new one, if I stop the training, there are no way that it's just going to come up, right? Enable system logging and everything. So let's say I want to do 13 here. So cannot edit read only editor. So provide training. Okay, the training is happening. So that's the worst part about it. So, okay, that's not a problem. We can create as many simulator. And guess what? If you are good in MATLAB, you can use the MATLAB and work on the simulators and the things like that. And VP Link is there, AnyLogic. If you have any other simulations, you can start working on it. So Azure CR is always there, so you can start working on it. Training, all right. Training has already been done. All right, so I can publish this. So I can publish this. I can download any amount of URLs. So if I just go click on this, I put any of an image, it will obviously come back to me. But this will be showing me an error. But since I didn't put an image, but there is a lot of other resources that you can create from here. And yeah, let's see whether the bonsai is already up and running. So yeah, I think the training has already been done. So these are all the box type of plots which are already there. And the simulation of the card pool for balancing has already been generated here. So keep it working. It has to move here and there, and that's the simulation which has already been done. And I think the training mode can also be taught. I think I can just put 13. And if I just put the commands, the changes requires a little bit of time, and now the new training is happening. So version 1 had this amount of training, and export the brain. You can export the brain as any of it. So it's now getting exported. This is how simulations can also be done on your system. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing that we are all in this era. We are all already, yeah. If you have an image file and everything, so you guys start working on all these things. So you can just embed this. You can download this model, and you can use a specific iteration of prediction. View the endpoints. You can also do a quick test. You can browse from a local image and put it. And probably this will come as a grown-up image, because more amount of docs means it's a grown-up image. That's what I do. Grown-up docs, and everything got sorted. So the newest one will always be there. And can't help. This is how all these things are. Compact domain can be exported. Yes, you can do that. A lot of things, man. A lot of things can be done here. So if you want, we can do an in-person session when we come to Mysore. So don't worry about that. So everything will be sorted. So yes, I think custom vision done. Bonsai also a demo has been done. I think this will be the demo of it. So this will obviously take time. So this was the teaching that I did for 13. I think it will obviously take time. Obviously take time. So yes, I think this is now getting the starting the simulators. I think this will start the simulator. So all right, so let's just stop it. Mob can also be done, so that's not a problem. So create a brain, mob, anything new. Yep, you can create one. You can start working on any of it. Any of it can be created. So you train it, the simulation will start running. And starting the simulator, everything can be taken care of here. So meanwhile, just keep an eye on all these kind of technology from Google or Microsoft. Microsoft is doing pretty awesome. So Microsoft can give you a lot of insights on these kind of things. See the magic. It's already running the different simulation. It's already running different commands on balancing this card pool. Pretty amazing, man. So that's it for bonsai and the cognitive services and the custom vision. Let's just walk in quickly on this machine learning so we don't waste the time. So if you go on LinkedIn, I think I already opened LinkedIn somewhere. Yep, it's already open. So, all right. So you guys can connect me on LinkedIn. So do connect on LinkedIn. By the way, you guys can start learning a lot. And I do have a YouTube channel where you guys can go and check what is required. So that's Vishwas Narayan. And guys can go subscribe to my channel as well so that you guys have a lot of interaction. So I think Azure Mysore group, if you guys have joined, that's awesome. So please keep joining that group. Do share it with your classmates as well. So yes. So coming back to the machine learning demo, let's just get it started. So register data, train model, evaluate the model, deploy the model. So that's how it is. So what we'll do is we'll not go to a lot of things. We'll just do designer and AutoML today. Just a walkthrough. We'll not do complete things. Just a complete walkthrough that we'll be doing. And okay, let's just go to the LinkedIn ML Ops Vishwas. So I've done a lot of Azure sketches on ML Ops. So you guys can go check this out. So ML Ops in a nutshell, I think this is an who has liked it. All right, I don't care. So this is my LinkedIn post on ML Ops in a nutshell. So I'll just be briefly walking you guys through. So what is an ML Ops? What's the goal of it? So I do a lot of Azure sketches. You guys can just do that. And this is where Azure infrastructure comes into the picture. So it's all about training it. Analytics can be done. It's all about that entire operations that can be added. And also about different kinds of a deployment, different targets and everything. So model drift, data drift, everything can be considered. So do like this post, do share it with all your friends so you guys can start learning something. So I think desktop web, I think so. Yes, I do a lot of things like this. So just keep following my LinkedIn. Can we start ML tomorrow afresh? All right. If you want me to do that, I can do that. So thank you so much, Aram. If you are very interested in ML, don't worry. What we'll do is just get yourself motivated for 2 hours. It's impossible to get you guys done with for any amount of sessions done for an hour or something, right? If we are in person, we could have done some jugaad, but we can't do that now. So perfect. We can start ML fresh. Don't worry about that. So tomorrow we can start working on it. So what we can do is tomorrow I'll be sharing the same images plus some more images out there. So that's it from my side. If you guys have any queries, questions, do reach out to me on LinkedIn. If you can join a WhatsApp group, that's tiny.cc/azdev Mysore. I think I've shared the link probably before. So this will be the link. So do reach out to us on WhatsApp. So do reach out to us on any of it. So I'll write it once again. It's tiny.cc/az-meister, and we can start working on it. You guys have to reach out to us as quick as possible, because sometimes we just keep missing out on a lot of stuff. And thank you so much. Means a lot when you communicate right things, or else, I'm always energetic. I'll always just keep reaching as much as I can. So I just want to teach till I collapse. So that's how I am. So perfect, folks. Meet you all tomorrow. A fresh start for the machine learning. Basic insights. I can walk you through completely, but keep a little bit of patience. Machine learning is not a destination, it's a discovery in an STLC lifecycle today. So keep a close eye on all these. Do join this group. So thank you so much for joining in and tuning in. So we'll be seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place, as your developer community YouTube channel. Subscribe to us, like us, share us, and bye, folks. I'm ending the broadcast, by the way.